Have you ever tried to fix something, only to realize that the more you try, the worse it becomes? I noticed that it happens when I use watercolor, and in different parts of my life as well. In art, I like the transparent effect of watercolor, but I tend to overwork it and struggling to stop. This often leads to muddy colors, visible brush strokes I don't like, or even damage to the paper. There is very little room to make mistakes, and watercolor often has a level of unpredictability that can feel really uncomfortable, especially for someone who likes control and precision. This painting was my second try because the paper of the first piece was so saturated that it was impossible for me to draw with colored pencils, and the more I tried to fix it, the worse it got. I threw it away out of frustration, even though I rarely throw away my artwork. I've noticed this pattern doesn't just happen in art, it shows up in life too. I tend to think deeply and analyze things, and a big part of that comes from wanting a sense of control. I want things to look a certain way, but not everything works like that. Some things don't work well when you try to control them too much. And watercolor is a perfect example. Also, when I'm working on something like a script, there is always something that feels off, or something I think I can improve. So I keep going. I change the sentence, then I change it again, because it still doesn't sound precise enough. At some point, it just becomes frustrating. The more I try to fix it, the more it feels messy and further away from what I'm trying to say. Since I find it hard to stop before my brain feels done, restraint has become almost part of the technique I'm still learning. It invites me to let things happen, to accept imperfection, to leave space, and to stop early. And my instinct of wanting to keep adjusting, refining, or fixing makes watercolor feel frustrating to me. But at the same time, it shows me what I need to learn. This time I approached it differently, and working on the second painting taught me something important about control and letting go. It forces me to decide when to stop, even when I don't feel completely ready. And that's where the learning is. Art is often seen as something that helps us relax or calm our emotions, but sometimes I find it also helps me reflect on how I approach things. And learning to leave things as they are, even if it doesn't feel perfect, isn't just part of making art, it's part of healing as well. Maybe the hardest part isn't getting something right, it's knowing when to stop. That's something I'm still exploring, both in art and in life. What about you? Have you ever tried to overfix something? Feel free to share your experiences. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!